Hi Facebook family, how are you on this beautiful, beautiful September day? Blue skies, warm, hot, sunny, and it's just, I'm just in awe of how life can turn around. Life is feeling very, very magical at the moment, and you know, since I did my water fast a couple of weeks ago, it's 2 weeks ago that I began my water fast. In fact, Thursday I'd done the pre-fast. So I did the pre-fast on the Thursday. Hi there, hi John, nice to see you. I did the pre-fast on the Thursday and the Friday, so it's 2 weeks ago. And since that happened, I have got to say life has become really, really, really magical. And I have had some amazing encounters with some amazing people. I've got a new friend, and Ziggy's got a new friend as well, and very supportive of each other. So she's been helping me sort out some of my garden. And now finally, the studio where I was living and had to move out from. Thank you for all those hearts, by the way. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Finally, the studio is virtually, not quite, the bathroom's not ready yet, but it's ready. I am strong, but it's interesting when overwhelm hits. This overwhelm hit me so much over the last year, because when you get to a certain age in your life, and you haven't got a partner, and you've got friends who are going through all sorts of kinds of stuff with sick parents and sick children and grandchildren, and everyone's got their own lives, and it's a crazy world. Sorry about that. I lost connection. It's very difficult. Oh, the connection's not good. It's very difficult nowadays in the UK to actually find people to help you. So it took me so long to... Bugger! I was going to show you the studio, but the connection isn't great. But what I was going to say was, to have that feeling of progressing, of moving forwards, moving in the direction that you want to go, is such a beautiful feeling. When, for me personally, and I think for many people, there's been a stuckness, but the energy is feeling much more creative and abundant and light. And I think a lot of people right now, especially this time of year, but in particular with where we are at right now, and the awakening of the human consciousness, there's some really amazing creative energy around at the moment, and I'm going to see if I can go in without losing connection, because normally I've got connection of Wi-Fi. But my studio, for those of you who give me a hand, I'll be very grateful. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not liking it today, so I'm just going to walk down the garden a little bit. But I just want to say that, to have come through all of this, and since the fast, what's happened in the last there's been a massive, massive, massive shift. And I'm just giving gratitude to that today. And if you are feeling stuck, if you're needing some support, if you're wanting some one-to-one support in moving in the direction of a new business idea, of your health and your fitness, your diet, your mindset around creating a business or an experience that you want to have, or if you just need some space holding, I'm finding a lot of very common themes running around for people at the moment in coaching, and a lot of that is about actually having the self-belief and the confidence to step into the more expanded version of you. And one of the ways where we're doing that actually is, even in the Pilates, I was just saying to a friend of mine this morning that, that if people are with me and their posture isn't good, I will pick them up on it. And I think part of that story is that, when we feel collapsed, it's reflected in our posture. And when we're feeling good and alive and ready for life and ready to take on life, our posture naturally reflects our mindset. And these are all the things that I love working with, and seeing things transform in my own life, and how, sometimes you just got to go with what's happening until that cycle is over, until that time is ready to move on, so that always this too shall pass, but always also allowing ourselves to not deny what's actually happening, because I get really, really irritated sometimes, although the irritation might be coming from a place of, well, that person's right. Still to be able to notice the triggers and notice people who just think it's easy just to say, think, oh, I'm going to work with the law of attraction, I'm going to shift my mindset. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes we have things to work through. Sometimes we need a little bit more darkness before the light is turned on. So there's never any judgment about where we're at until you've been in the same situation over and over and over and over again. You're not really willing to look at a new way of making progress so that you can become a more expanded version. If you're not willing to do any of that, then you wouldn't be vibing with this anyway. But if you really do feel like, yeah, I'm really ready for this, the amount of opportunities, possibilities, chance meetings, which are never chance meetings, opportunities, people coming into your life, people that you could never have even imagined coming into your life, and just offering exactly what you need in that time. And this is what's happening at the moment, almost on a daily basis, is a lot of magic is coming into my life. And then I would think, well, wow, did I have to go through all of that last year to be in this place now? And I think, well, you know what? This is life. Life is happening. Life is happening moment by moment by moment. And in every single now moment, there is always a choice. Unless you've created a life that is so ridiculously busy that you don't have time to think about the fact that you even have a choice in the first place, that you're literally tripping over yourself because you've got so much to do, and that you haven't allowed yourself any time to really feel or to really take time out and just sit with all that is happening in your life and how perhaps you have the possibility to change it, because it's not until your frequency shifts that you can invite in this new energy. We are incredibly powerful beings. We can master our lives to a degree where we literally are creating our lives. We use a tiny proportion of our creative abilities. We are incredibly abundant human beings. We have been dumbed down for thousands of years. We are ascending back to the fifth dimensional beings that we originally were. And we have become so contracted and so limited, even around the subject of, let's just talk about the subject of type 1 diabetes as an example. Apparently there are more and more people now being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And that's since the rollout of the this. And you go into the hospital and you will be given all of the foods that are really, really damaging to your health. All the sugars, all the high sugars, all the combination of fats and sugars, i.e. cakes and sandwiches and bread, and all of the things that our bodies are so overworked with the amount of exhausting energy that is used up in our bodies that just keep us tired, that keep people on that treadmill of going for more medication and more medication and more medication. Unfortunately, I get to meet people almost on a daily basis who share with me their stories of coming off the medication, changing their lifestyles, changing their diets, changing their lives. It's huge, it's massive, and humanity is awakening to this drum I've been beating for so many years. And yet I myself had my own addictions. I've had my own addictions with overeating. Eating, couldn't have a packet of biscuits in the house. All of those things, everything that I teach, I've experienced the negative side of. And that's why everything I personally teach, I've been through the whole journey of it. So just want to come on and share that. And share that wherever you're at, whatever you're going through right now, is all on purpose. It's all for you. It all came here for you to identify where you're at, and to give you the opportunity to step into a greater version, a more expanded version of who you really are. And however you are going about meeting this new version of you, make sure that at some level somewhere you have the support of a coach, a teacher, a friend, a parent, a child, whoever, that you can walk you through it and hold your hand as you go through this journey of life. Because it's a lot easier to do it in community than to try to do it all alone. And I know some of us have had to do a lot alone, but when we learn how, by simply asking for what we need, and when we ask for what we need, very often what we actually need is something we can give ourselves. But having spent many decades learning this, I really love to help support other people in finding the right tools to navigate your way through life, because life can be very, very challenging at times. But there is always, just know that there is always, always the opportunity to love yourself in a way that you would love a newborn baby, in a way that is so loving and nurturing to every single aspect of your beautiful being. And that when you can give yourself that kind of attention and that kind of love, you can literally shift your vibration within a heartbeat, and you can start to attract more of the same. But it's not always a process that happens in a heartbeat, because our mind will keep us stuck, and there's never a judgment around where you're at. Please know that the people who have triggered me the most have been my greatest teachers, and it's the same for all of us. So if somebody is really triggering you at the moment, it's always possible to unpick and unpack and find out what is the trigger and where is the growth opportunity for you to step into a much far greater, more expanded, happier, healthier version of beautiful you. Have a lovely rest of the day, and if anyone has got any free time and is local this weekend, I could really do with a hand putting my stuff back together in the studio, because it's pretty hard work. And if anyone's got nothing better to do, pop by, give us a hand. I might even buy you lunch. Take care. Big love.